Oakland A's fans are coming to terms with a devastating blow. It now looks all but certain the team will be leaving for Las Vegas. After 5 decades of calling the Coliseum home, the A's announced late last night they've signed a binding agreement for a 49-acre site near the Vegas Strip to build a $1 billion stadium. Shortly after, Mayor Sheng Tao said the city is pulling the plug on negotiations for a waterfront ballpark at Howard Terminal. Today, she revealed she was caught off guard and blamed the A's for not being good partners.
We were the closest we have ever been to sealing the deal, and I get a very disappointing phone call. I want to be very clear. This announcement happened mid-negotiations, and it shows that they had no interest in reaching a deal with Oakland at all. Oakland is not interested in being used as leverage in the A's negotiations with Las Vegas.
A's fans had been clinging to their last hope, a 35,000-seat waterfront ballpark at Howard Terminal near the port. The $1 billion stadium would be privately financed and include 3,000 new homes, retail and commercial space. But it came with a lot of questions and criticism about the site's viability. The mayor now says the city will move forward with alternate plans to develop Howard Terminal. Even though there were smoke signals about a move to Vegas, the news is still heartbreaking for fans of a franchise whose slogan was rooted in Oakland. They stuck with the A's, even as the team traded away most of its stars in the last couple years, raised ticket prices, and has been dead last in the MLB for game attendance. Some home games this season had fewer than 5,000 fans. Well, now Oakland is on the verge of losing its third pro sports team in 5 years. The Warriors moved across the Bay in 2019 to play at Chase Center in San Francisco, and the Raiders, well, we know what happened. They left the Bay Area for Vegas in 2020. So Sean Chitness is on this story today at the Coliseum with fans. Hey, I'm from the Bay Area. It's hard news to take. Sean, what did you hear?
Juliet, it is clearly going to be a tough day and a tough few weeks as fans start to try and accept this news. You could see it on their faces, hear it in their voices as we talk to them today. And for those who have grown up here in Oakland, this team has been around all their lives. That's why it's so difficult. We also got to hear from a veteran sports columnist who not only is a fan but got to cover this team for decades. And it's especially hard for him to realize that yet another team is leaving Oakland.
It leaves kind of a dagger in your heart.
Former sports columnist and author Dave Newhouse has written several books on sports and spent 60 years covering teams here in Oakland.
A big part of me is gone. You know, I'm an old man now. I'm not the young guy that came here in 1964. And I never thought at this stage of my life I would see Oakland unraveling as a sports town.
Even though the decision for the A's to leave Oakland and move to Las Vegas was no surprise, it still hurts to know it's finally happening.
Everybody, I think, knew it was going to happen. That doesn't make the impact of it any less dreadful.
Some fans like Joe Audello worked to try and keep all the teams in town. Today is especially tough for the group he co-founded, Save Oakland Sports.
We're on our third strike.
Other fans like Brandon Jones say they're losing a member of their family because the team has been there all his life.
We took my niece to her first A's game when she was 3 years old. We sat in the box seats, my mother and I with her. Man, I've been going to A's games my whole life.
And for Newhouse, another hard truth to accept is that all the passion fans brought and that he saw firsthand covering the team wasn't enough to keep the A's here. The loss that's hitting him today won't be going away.
It's a feeling I don't think I'll ever get over.
And one other thing that Dave Newhouse wanted to point out was just how well planned this area was. In addition to having good access to the freeway, there was public transportation nearby. Even the airport is closed. And that's why it's just so disappointing for him to see that no professional team is left to utilize this area. Juliet, back to you.
Yeah, Sean, Dave's emotion and his comments were spot on, but it's not a done deal yet, so we'll see. All right, Sean, thank you so much for that. So A's president Dave Cavall explained the decision in an interview with CBS News. Here it is.
We know this is a difficult day for our fans. It's a sad day. But by the same token, this has been a 25-year saga. We're at a point now where our current facility is 10 years past its useful life. We need to find an alternative that works, and we have a path in Las Vegas that can put the franchise on solid footing.
So you have to ask, how did it get to this point? The MLB first pushed the A's to look for a new ballpark back in 2009. After several proposed locations fell through, the A's set their sights on Howard Terminal in 2018. Things started picking up steam when the Port of Oakland entered into exclusive negotiations with the team in 2019. But the MLB got frustrated with the lack of progress, and by May of 2021 gave the A's permission to explore a parallel path in Vegas. The A's in Oakland blew past a November deadline for a final vote on Howard Terminal last year. And in January, the city lost out on a $182 million federal grant that would have helped cover the infrastructure costs. So here we are with the A's in advanced talks to build a ballpark just west of the Strip, right there. It's just over a mile north of the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. It's expected to have a partially retractable roof.